Hi friends, I hope you've all been well. Wow, I can't quite believe that we are almost in December already, and officially on the doorstep of winter. These autumn months seem to have flown by somehow. The weather here in the UK has also changed a lot recently. It feels so much colder now. And in fact, last week we experienced our first, very brief but still very magical snowfall. And now, things feel like they are beginning to slow down here. It's a beautiful feeling, and I love this shift into wintertime. It reminds me to also slow down a little and be grateful for what I have, and also for all the magic this season is yet to bring. I'm not entirely sure how to start this video, but I'll start somehow. I had decided I really needed to take a little time off this past month to just deal with a few life things, and while I presumed that taking 1 or perhaps 2 weeks off would suffice, I ended up realizing that I needed a bit more time to just process some life things that have been weighing down on me for a while now. What began as a week off for children's school holidays at the end of October turned into another month of me relearning to breathe, to listen, and to dig deep into myself and my soul and confront certain thoughts and realities I was afraid to bring to light. And even though I feel as though I've learned a lot about myself, even in the past year, these autumn months have taken me on a whole other journey. There's been many ups and downs, but all are slowly bringing me closer to myself, and for that I am grateful. This past month, I've been really focusing on the version of me I wish to grow into next year and what it means to me. I also realized that change is not made quickly or easily, but rather it is an accumulation of new habits performed in small ways with intention over a period of time that creates meaningful change. And so I have really been working on my own morning routine to make sure it sets me up in the best way each day and aligns with the kind of person I want to become. I'm taking care to start my mornings with some deep breathing and intention setting or journaling, whichever feels necessary that day, as well as taking some moments to breathe in fresh air. Since the move, I've also found it tricky to fit in workout sessions for myself and finding the right time of day, but I now know that for me, the best time is around mid-morning, as this allows my body to slowly wake up and first use the energy I need to do any tasks that are more demanding and need attention, like work emails and admin. And I've also learned that shorter, more intense workouts work best for my body right now, and it's helped me to stay much more consistent, which has made me happy. One of the things that needed my time and attention this month is my ballet school. As with any small business, it has its share of ups and downs, and this past month or two has been a bit challenging for various reasons, and required my full attention to work through some problems and plan for the new year. And so this has been quite hard for me, as I also really wanted to film some more videos and do some other content creation as well. But my school is also my main full-time job, where I am the director, and so I've been trying to think of how I can balance both of my passions in order to also make this whole thing more sustainable for myself and my energy levels for the future, as I truly deeply find so much joy and fulfillment in both teaching my students and also studying herbalism and sharing with all of you. On another note, last week marked 3 years of me starting my YouTube channel, and it made me so emotional to remember who I was and how I began, and how much connecting with all of you has made me learn so much about myself, about my craft, and about the beauty and importance of community. And as I say every time, I am truly so grateful to all of you for being here with me, for all your love and kindness, and for making this little corner of the internet such a beautiful space. So thank you to you all with all my heart. And after a couple of weeks of feeling like I'd lost some of my creativity, I came back to a simple activity I enjoyed as a child, and at the same time found a solution to a small problem I'd encountered. For me, when I feel stressed or overwhelmed, I always find solace in doing some kind of simple, fun crafts that can feel almost meditative, something I can do with my hands, and these little DIY clay candle holders were just what I needed. I am so excited for December, the frosty days, the decorations, the winter solstice, and I'm really looking forward to being with my family soon, all 8 of us gathered together, and Scout of course. And I thought I would start to slowly decorate my own home to make it more cozy, beginning with making these DIY candle holders to house these tiny little candles I have. And I'm excited to do even more decorating in the weeks to come. Guys, look how cute! So I made these very simple little candle holders just with some very basic air dry clay that I bought in an art shop. And I had this clay for a while actually and I was kind of wondering what to do with it for a little while, and then I remembered that I had these candles that I was given by somebody last year. They were gifted to me, and I started using 2 of them, but I found that I didn't quite know how to use them because I didn't have a proper place to put them into. I didn't have any kind of candle holders that were kind of small enough, thin enough for these kind of candles. I only had kind of bigger candle holders. So I was thinking for a while how I'm going to use these beautiful candles. They're soy candles, they're really lovely, and they smell of like orange and cinnamon, and they're just so amazing. And I thought that I would today just try making these little candle holders by myself, and actually I think it worked out so well. And I tried to use some of this kind of conifer branches, these leaves that I found out in nature the other day. I don't know if they did a really good job imprinting on the clay. I may next time use something else, a different plant maybe, but you can experiment with something like this and it's so much fun. And I think it's also something that could be super fun with to do with children this time of year, something that you could craft with them and they could, you know, pick their own things that they could imprint into the clay. I know when I was really young, my mum always used to buy us kids kind of this very simple clay so that we could just, you know, play around and make our own things, and I think I've always enjoyed it, and I forgot that I had it lying around for a while. So I think it came to good use. I am quite pleased with these no matter how they turn out, and I will now have a place to be able to put my extra thin beautiful little candles. And so they are just going to dry for a couple of days and just air dry. They don't need anything else, and I just think they're really cute. And yeah, I think it's so much fun that you can you can do this, obviously, you can make any kind of shapes. I've seen online people making all kinds of shapes. You can also kind of, how do you say, you can make the clay into kind of little strips and kind of do a little kind of snake pattern, so it's a different shape of the candle holder. It's quite fun. You can make all sorts of kind of different shapes for candle holders, but this is like, I think, the most simplest thing you can do. And what's amazing with clay is that you can obviously use you can do this kind of thing with any size of candle, no matter what kind of size of candle you have. But for me, I just didn't have anywhere kind of to put these thin candles properly. I couldn't just stand them up on my table. So I think this is quite a cool little thing, and I'm really glad I had the clay handy. And I'm gonna see what else I can do in the next couple of weeks with this clay to kind of use it up before it gets dry. So I'm thinking maybe some other kind of Christmassy solstice type decorations that I can think of. And if you guys have any ideas, write me in the comments what else I can do with this clay. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. I'm going to let them dry, probably here on the table or on the windowsill, and yeah, see how they turn out, and then I'll be able to just keep them on the table or wherever, really, so that they can safely stand up and not fall over, and they'll look beautiful. So yeah, very happy with these. Each time I blend some beautiful herbs for an oil infusion, stir a cup of herbal tea, set up a tincture, or take time each week to film and create these little moments to share with you, it reminds me how much I love it all. And even though there are periods in life where we can feel a little lost, we can forget what we love and lose our sense of direction for a little while. This is kind of how I've been feeling recently. But time off has also given me some perspective. And after consideration, I've realized that I want and can be both. I want to continue to be the best ballet teacher and director of my school that I can be, but I also want to continue learning my craft and be able to share my learnings with all of you along the way, even if it's in small ways, even though I'm not an expert yet, but it brings me deep joy. And even though both the internet, social media, and also people like to put others in boxes or associate you with only one thing or one profession, it doesn't have to mean that you cannot also be other things that you dream of being, no matter how strange it may seem to others. It's something I've been on a journey of slowly accepting, and the more I begin to shed these layers and accept and love all sides of me, the happier I feel. Well, there is still so much more to say. After being away for 1 month, a lot of thoughts accumulate. I will share more in the coming videos, as life recently has made me consider some important decisions for the new year, but more on that later. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I'm sending you all my love. See you soon. Lika.